In the beginning of movie's Ifin, we see the valet. Suskos's husband was torturing him brutally, and the argument between them shows that this was not the first time this was happening. And now the valet was fed up. Her husband was also pointing a gun at her, so the valet also takes out the silencer gun that she had with her. It is not shown whether she shot her husband or not, and the scene got cut. After many years, we are again shown the wallet, which now looks much stronger than before. Now even her husband was not with her. During her job, she gives therapy to those girls who have been the victims of torture of their husbands. Her sister and son live in her house. And today, after many years, on the insistence of her sister, she agrees to meet someone. Henry, the person Wallet was supposed to meet. She had not seen him till date. She also went to the 5-star restaurant he had mentioned. As soon as she reached there, she bumped into a man. Anyway, she did not show it and came and sat on the outside table, where she started talking to the waiter. And then an old man named Richt came near her, who called her by some other name. Then Wallet looked at her in surprise. Actually, he was thinking Wallet to be his friend, but his friend had not come yet. In such a situation, Wallet and Richt both started talking to each other. After some time, Richt's friend also came. So he went to his table, and here the valet notices that someone was sending drops on her phone. That means he was sending pictures and messages to the valet without contact number. Drops can only be sent by a person who is sitting very close to the valet. She looks around and finds that everyone's phones were like that. Everyone was using the phone. She is unable to find out who is sending drops to her. Now she was thinking all this when Henry also arrived here, and her attention went towards Henry. Now Henry and valet come to their table and start talking to each other formally. When Henry asks valet about her son, then she remembers to check her phone to see if there is any message from her sister. But she sees that she has received a lot of drawers. She also tells Henry about them. Henry also starts keeping an eye at the gate because he also knew that the person selling drawers would be near them. The valet starts ignoring them, but after a few drops, the valet gets a message. On seeing it, she gets extremely shocked because it was written in the message, "Check your security camera." She quickly turns on the footage of the CCTV cameras of her house. It is seen that some masked men had entered her house. They also had a gun in their hands at that time, and on seeing this, the valet loses all his senses. Before she can tell Henry about this, she gets a new message. The person in it asks her to keep quiet about this. The clucking Wallet gets up from here and goes a little way and tries to call the police. Then she gets the next message that I have cloned your phone. Now I can see whatever you are doing on your phone. And don't even try to call the police. Otherwise you yourself will be responsible for the consequences. During all this, she again bumps into the same person whom she had bumped into once before. This time too, the valet ignores it and goes to the washroom. She wanted to go to the washroom and ask for help from the girls, but she again got a message that don't do any trickery. And the valet understood that that person is keeping an eye on her everywhere. So, she comes back to her table without telling anything to anyone. Correcting her expression, she again started talking to Henry. And here she asked the man on the mobile, "Who are you and what do you want?" So the man tells the Wallet that the Henry in front of you is a photographer. He has his camera whose memory card you have to remove and break. She could have done this only when Henry was not on her table. To send him away from here, she cleverly picks up her watch and hides it in her bag, and tells Henry that maybe I have lost my watch somewhere. Will you find it? Henry agrees to her and goes to find her watch. And in the meantime, she takes out Henry's camera from his bag. This camera had some photos and some documents of the mayor. That means there was evidence of the mayor's corruption. Whoever was there through the Wallet wanted to erase this evidence. She takes out the memory card and quickly puts the camera back. And then Henry also comes here. After talking for a while, she goes to the washroom again. And after going there, she breaks the skirt and again sends a message to that man saying, "I have done your work. Now you can get your men out of my house." But that man says, "Who told you that the work is done? There is still work left. You open the toolbox here. There is a small container in it. You have to somehow call Henry with the liquid from this container." She understood that this was poison. She could not take anyone's chance. She clearly refuses to do this work. The man says, "Okay, if you don't kill him, then your son will die." Her son was her weakness. Here she got trapped. and she got ready to kill Henry by getting blackmailed by this man. While leaving, she came out of the washroom and her eyes fell on the same man with whom she had collided twice. She noticed that this man was sitting alone on this table for a long time and was also using the phone. She thought that this man was sending her drops. Before she could say anything, she sees Henry about to get up from the table. When she goes to him, Henry tells her that I feel you are not comfortable with me. You are repeatedly making excuses to get away from me, so it is better that I leave from here. At this time, Violet stops him and kisses him and asks him to stay. She tells him that I have no problem with you. I want you to stay here. Now we were just talking about the fact that I have no problem with you. I want you to stay here. A girl leaves from here making a lot of noise. This was the same girl who had come to that old man Rickert, with whom Violet had talked a lot as soon as she came here. Seeing this, Violet feels bad and she also encourages him through her eyes. After this, Violet looks towards the man playing the piano. He also had a ball in which money was falling. Seeing this, an idea came to her mind and she took out a note and wrote help on it with her lipstick. She called the waiter and sent the note to the piano player, but the waiter had already kept that note in that crystal ball. Violet's eyes were constantly on that ball. She did not expect that he would see this note, but luckily this man saw that note. Seeing this note, he also called someone. Violet thought that maybe he called the police. It is said that no, the waiter brought their food too, and Violet saw the note given by her inside that food, on the other side of which the same person had again given a warning to Violet. She rubbed her back and saw, was this piano player blackmailing her? Because after drinking a drink, a lot of money fell right there. This was definitely a ploy by the same man who did not want the police to come here. Violet had made a big mistake. She had shown great cleverness on her part. The man again messages Violet and says that you are trying to be too clever. Seeing this, Violet gets very angry and she feels that the same man who had threatened her has sent the message. She was about to go and talk to him when her partner came here. She got confused that if he was really waiting for someone, then who was the person who was messaging her? She now goes to the waitress. The waitress tells her, I have been noticing for a long time, you're nervous. Is your partner troubling you? If there is such a situation, then I can help you. Such situations keep happening here every day. But Violet does not say anything to her and says, everything is fine here. Henry is also good. Now Violet asks a waitress about the man she bumped into. The waitress tells her that this man keeps coming here. He always books a table in front. But today he got this table. Violet sees that Richard was sitting on that table today, and seeing this her mind starts spinning. She goes to Richard with 2 drinks and asks him for a drink offer. Then Richard says, no, Violet, I have already had a drink. As soon as she hears his name being said, Violet's doubt turns into belief that the person selling her the drops is none other than Richard. Because since she came here, she had not told Richard her name even once. Violet asks him, how do you know my name? Hearing this, Richard starts laughing and asks her to sit on the chair in front of him, and also asks her to have a drink. Violet knew that she cannot refuse anything he says. After drinking, she asks, what do you want? So Richard says, I have only one last task left. You know that too. Complete that task. I will set you and your son free. By the way, I have to praise you. You're very clever. You even saved Henry from getting drunk. But because of you, a big mess happened. That poor piano player got killed without any fault. Thank God I saw your note. If I had not seen it, then look, we would have been killed. While they are talking, Henry arrives and asks Violet, is everything okay? Violet replies, yes, this is Richard, my friend. Henry and Richard greet each other, after which Violet gives Henry a drink, which Henry drinks as Violet asks. After saying this while standing, she says to Henry, you go and sit at your table. I'll just have a quick chat with Richard. Now she says, come, get your men out of my house. Richard also saw that Violet has completed his work, so he calls his man and tells him that the work is done. After that, he also starts having his dinner comfortably, and Violet sits here and keeps watching him having dinner. When he has finished, Eating, Wallet says, "I told you a lie. I didn't poison Richard's drink." Seeing this, Richard understands and starts swallowing his food. He remembers the moment when Richard was watching Henry drinking that drink. Taking advantage of his intelligence, Wallet mixed a poison in his food, and the drink he gave to Henry did not have the poison in it. Now, as soon as Richard comes to know about this, he takes out his gun in anger. Seeing this, Wallet quickly runs backwards and everyone looks at him. Henry had also seen all this from behind. He comes in front of Wallet to save him, and when Richard fires the gun, the bullet hits Henry. He again moved towards Wallet to kill him. Before he could fire again, the waitress came from behind and attacked his hand, due to which his hand got bent and the bullet went and hit the glass of the hotel. Now seeing this, he also got angry at the waitress and he attacked her with a knife. In this attack, the waitress also got injured. After injuring her, he again came in front of Wallet with a gun. This time Wallet picked up something lying near him and threw it towards him to save himself, from which Richard moved aside. But because of that thing, all the glass behind broke, and due to the high pressure of the air pulled Richard. He fell down and got killed, and the air pulled Wallet also. But just in time, when she was about to fall down, Henry moved forward and saved her by holding her hand. After a lot of effort, Henry manages to pull her up safely. At this time, Henry and the waitress are injured, but Wallet cares more about her son than anything else. She takes Henry's car keys, calls the police, and hurries back home. Home. It is shown that the kidnapper was torturing both Wallet's son and sister. He was killing them. To escape from him, both of them tricked the kidnapper, knock him out, and lock themselves in a room. But that man had a gun, by hitting the lock of which he opened the door very easily. As soon as he came inside, he shoots Wallet's sister with the same gun. Now he had just finished wiping Wallet's son when he heard the sound of something knocking from outside. Actually, Wallet had already come inside, who had picked up the knife as soon as she came. As soon as the kidnapper comes in front of her, she goes ahead and attacks him by strapping the knife to his shoulder. In anger, the kidnapper picks up Wallet and throws him away. Now Wallet had become weak in front of this man. The man had moved forward to kill her. Wallet could not say anything. But then his son sends a gun to him through his remote-controlled car, which Wallet quickly picks up and shoots at the man, saving his life. Finally, Wallet saved his son from this danger. After some time, we are shown a scene where Wallet went to the hospital with food for Henry and his sister. His sister was also saved because the bullet just missed her arm. And now Henry was also very comfortable. He also decided to start a family with Henry, and all of them were happy. And the movie ends here showing just this.